Well, hi, everybody, and welcome into the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show. It's a Monday show. Welcome into the studio. Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett. We're back on video after missing out on Wednesday. We did audio only. So how are you, Coach?
I'm wonderful, Carl. How are you?
Good. How was your New Year's weekend?
It was excellent. All of a sudden, I had to go from shorts to thermals, but
We did video on Wednesday.
We did?
Yes.
Maybe it was Monday we didn't do video on.
That's right.
Okay, so we did do video on Wednesday.
okay.
I don't know. I get confused.
Me too. I forgot what I was talking about.
Well, tell me how your weekend
Oh,
was.
it's wonderful. I went from shorts to thermals, but that's Texas.
It's been plenty cold these last
Yeah,
two
let me
mornings.
tell
No moisture, though. We need moisture.
Yeah, my mother-in-law has gone through hip replacement surgery, so she's staying with us and going through her rehab and all that. So I've been actually staying at a cabin so that she doesn't have to climb the stairs. We have a place to sleep, and the cabin, the water froze up, so I was without water.
Oh, no.
The first night. It's
Oh,
pretty
my
funny.
goodness.
I got
Yeah.
up and running, so I had to run home and clean up and all that.
Oh, my.
But I adjusted.
I know a couple of other people who had frozen pipes, too. But anyway, did you stay at a cabin out there at the lake?
I did. They we're fortunate that we're property owners, so we get a week a year. So we use this week to use that cabin so that she'd have a place to stay and we'd have a place to sleep and all that kind of stuff.
Those cabins are really nice.
They are. I've been staying out there myself watching football games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
Hold
locked.
up in your cabin
I
watching
did. I
football.
locked the doors behind myself and watched 3 games in a row the other day, and
Yeah.
got to watch AJ McCarty win a Sugar Bowl championship, which I thought was awesome. He's now, not only is he a Big 12 champion, but he's a Sugar Bowl champion, and
Yeah.
told him if he keeps it up, he's going to run out of fingers for all those rings. So he was pretty excited to. He always, does me gracious and responds to me when I text him. So I got to text him congratulations. I think there's about 3 minutes left in the game when I sent it, but
Oh, wow.
congratulations to him and Baylor and what they did. I mean, it was neat to see one of our kids out there. I got to see him on special teams a lot, and it was neat.
Yeah, beating Ole Miss, who lost their quarterback in the first half. That was kind of sad to see. And, I like that kid a lot. He played in the game when he could have opted out because he's projected to be the first or second quarterback in the draft. He said, I didn't even give a second thought to not play, and I like that.
That's what it's all about, the importance of team and family and unity, and that's probably why they're where they're at, is because of the selflessness. There's a lot of teams that a lot of people opted out, and I was talking with some coaches, and how do you fix that? I think you fix it by going to like a 32-team tournament, and everyone in the top 32 has a chance to win a national championship.
Hey, maybe so.
Instead of the top 4, let's make it important where it's not just a bowl, but it's an opportunity for you. They can still be bowls, but it's an opportunity for you to advance to the next round, just like the NCAA basketball bracket is the true national championship.
it.
If you can run the gauntlet through that and earn that national championship, that's what it is. In football, you have to be in the top 4. I think if they put it into some tournament style setting, I think 32 would be a good one, and let them play through. I mean, I think, what do they play, 12 games right now in the regular season, not counting the conference game, and then they play one more, that's 13. I mean, high school football plays 16. So, what's it going to hurt to put it in tournament form and let them play it out? That'll keep people from opting out and that kind of stuff, having a chance to, be a Cinderella and win a national championship or something like that instead of the top 4. So.
I like it because you didn't see many in the top 4 of the 2 playoff games. Those players opting out, they're playing for a national championship. I think
that's
right
so. There's
there.
my 2 cents on that topic since nobody asked.
Did you hear that? NCAA right here. Sammy Burnett's got the idea, got the plan. But
keep them involved, make it worth something.
I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, some of these guys have a chance to make $1 gazillion and they opt out and they don't play. But also your loyalty to your school that you've been a part of for 2, 3, maybe 4 years. I don't know. If it was me, I'd probably play. You want to play. You're out there to play. Represent your school.
I would say I would do the same thing. I've never had a bunch of millions of dollars thrown in my face, but I just think the Lord has a plan for you. And if you're going to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. And you could be getting hurt walking across the street anything like that. So I'm all about team and family and loyalty and commitment, and that's the morals that we need in our society today, instead of just taking care of me.
Right.
So I think he's stay and play and show great character like the quarterback at Mississippi did.
And I think he'll be okay. He'll be back.
He's going to be fine. He tweaked an ankle or something,
Yeah.
or leg bone, or something. One of those, maybe did something to a bone, and I don't know. But he was a gamer, and he could have made a difference. I think a little bit. I don't know if it had been a difference in the ball game, but he was good.
Speaking of, while we're on the college bowl picks, I started 0-3, but I made a little comeback. And I'm now 8-4 with one game left to go tomorrow night. That's the Texas Bowl. I'm only a game behind you.
The Bible says, praise yourself and you'll be humbled, or humble yourself and you'll be praised. And I think you were just praising yourself. So
Well,
hopefully I will
amazing.
humble you in the next couple of days, sir.
Now, tomorrow night, we have Kansas State and LSU. I picked Kansas State. You picked LSU.
If you win that one, we're tied going into the national championship game.
Woo-wee. And we'll make that pick on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Georgia and Alabama.
If Kansas State doesn't win, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
Unless you
you're
want to
right.
tie.
I'd be 2 down with 1 to go.
Oh, yeah, you'd be 2 down with 1 to go. That is correct.
Yeah, I picked Kansas State, didn't I?
You did. I picked LSU.
All right, so we'll see how that game's down in San Antonio. No, it's not. It's in Houston.
It
I
is
don't
in
have my
Houston.
glasses
It's in
on.
Houston. It's at Reliance Stadium.
Oh, okay, right. That's where the Oilers play, or
That's
whatever that team.
the
in
Houston
is
Oilers,
now.
Texans.
All
Yeah,
right.
he is all over the chart today, isn't he, Stud?
Hey, let's talk some high school sports. We actually have some stuff. It's going to be a busy week, looks like, Coach.
It is. Let's go back and just talk about the Holiday Classic. Number one, Roland Soto and the coaches did an outstanding job of running that thing off. Couldn't have been any better at both gyms. I thank all the people that sponsored the tournament. Texas Bank and their mainstay at being the title sponsor, but everyone else who sponsored that as well. Couldn't do it without you. It's a total community effort, and I appreciate that. I thought our teams performed extremely well in the Classic. Our girls finished third, defeating DeLeon, Coleman, Valley Mills, and Goldthwaite, and dropping one game to Nolan Catholic, which was a really good school. And our boys finished second. Got beaten in the championship by Wiley, but had defeated them earlier. They also beat Big Spring and Levelland to get to the championship. I think Coach Parker and Coach Forge have those girls and boys playing at a high level. Going into this week, we've got a couple of games on Tuesday. Our boys will be at Granbury at 5, 5, and 6:30. Our girls will be at Graham at 4:30, 4:30, and 5. And then later in the week, our boys will travel to Colorado City to play Levelland, and our girls will host Glen Rose to kick off their district opener against the big girl from Glen Rose. So that's basketball and for the week. And like I said, girls will start their district play on Friday. Boys will be playing on the road, and then soccer is kicked off. Well, our girls will host Waco La Vega here at Gordonwood Stadium at 4 and 5:30 on Tuesday, and our boys will travel to Wichita Falls for their first event. They'll play at 4 and 6 at Wichita Falls Hershey. And then boys will be in tournaments in Georgetown for the rest of the week, and then our girls will go to the Gatesville tournament for soccer. So we got boys and girls soccer kicking off in full force. We have basketball still rolling. Our girls will start their district season starting Friday, and our boys will pick up their district season starting next Friday. So we're in full swing. School, we're back in school tomorrow. We're getting ready for track will start. Our off-season program will be kicked in again, but we'll start track up, and next thing you know, softball will be kicking off, followed by baseball. So it's here, spring's here, and it's going to get blistery Arctic cold, I think.
Yeah, well, we are going to have some more cold weather before.
I think this morning it was 19 degrees.
Woo, it was chilly. And, you mentioned, of course, Glen Rose coming to town. Looking forward to that district opener right there. I know we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. So, and you mentioned soccer. Is this our first regular soccer match?
Well, it is.
Okay, tomorrow the girls where?
The girls will host Waco La Vega at Gordonwood Stadium
Okay.
at 4 and 5:30.
All right, looking forward to Coach
Yeah.
Osqueda and her crew out there at Gordonwood Stadium.
Yep, me too. It's going to be fun.
Man, and of course we'll be talking about the Bluebonnet Relays. Again, we've already mentioned it a couple of times before too
Yeah,
long.
we have changed the date on the Blue Bonnet just to accommodate vacations. spring break and stuff like that. It's a great time for us to host because we're able to get a lot of community members able to help and volunteer, but we sort of done our research and looked at moving that date later in the month just because it accommodates more schools. It allows us to get more schools here, and just like the Classic, we want the Bluebonnets to be back where they were, and Coach Howard's worked extremely hard on getting teams to commit to coming, and we're going to have a full slate of teams. It's going to be a big track meet, and it's going to be exciting.
Well, it will be, so we'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
We're about a month away from UIL realignment, so here in, I think, 5 weeks from
We're
today.
less than a month away, aren't we? That's February 1st, so I'm still looking for a couple of games. We're looking for a week 2 game and a week 5 game, so we're diligently trying to find someone that'll confirm with us to play. I don't know that we'll get that, but I do know on February 1st when you get your districts and you see what your alignment is, everybody will be scrambling for games. We'll pick up something, may not be exactly what we want, but there'll be games out there to be had. So we want a 10-game schedule, and we'll do everything we can to fill that.
All right, highly anticipated UIL realignment coming up February the 1st. All right, Coach, any thoughts on anything else? Thoughts on the Cowboys or anything?
Well, my buddy Bon Young, as you know, I told you the story about his father and his having season tickets his whole life, and he continued that. Well, his wife Brandy decided that she was going to stay home with their daughter yesterday and relax as her family left and went back to Mineola. So I was invited to the Cowboy game yesterday. I've been a good luck piece until yesterday because they won the last 2 games I went to, and then I got to go yesterday, and they weren't as victorious, but it's still a good time. We enjoyed the game. I mean, we're a field goal away.
I know,
we
he
missed a
missed
field
one.
goal to tie it. It'd been nice if that would happen, but I sat there and watched the game, and the Cowboys never pressed the field vertical. When they did, they threw the touchdown to Gallup, the back shoulder fade.
Yep.
We scored in the red zone. I think they won a Cooper, but it was dump it off to the side, hit an out route. It's weird when you go to the game and you can see the whole field instead of what you see on TV. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities I think that are missed by Dak, and I think sometimes he gets locked into 1 or 2 receivers and he sticks with that. In some games he sees the whole field and he's hitting people, but there were some people open yesterday on those seams that I thought he could have thrown the ball to, but just didn't. But it is what it is. They're going to go to the playoffs. Just depends on what place they'll be seated, 3rd or 4th, and see what they can do. But if their offense sputters like it did yesterday, then we'll be in trouble. I thought the defense played real well.
They played good defense. So it's a potential matchup again with the Cardinals in the first week. Where would that game be at?
That game would be.
Oh no! Kyler Murray's never lost at AT&T Stadium.
Oh, he's 9-0, I think.
Unbelievable! 5 wins as a high schooler at Allen High School, 1 win at Oklahoma in the Big 12, and then 2-0 now as a player for the Cardinals.
And they played a little different defense. They didn't heat the quarterback up like they usually do because his potential to run. But I think he only had like 3 runs. I mean, and they weren't until late in the game that he decided to run the ball. And I was wondering why he wasn't running more and why they weren't utilizing that more. But it's pretty amazing when you see him standing in that huddle. And he's 5'10", I guess, and those guys are 6'7". I mean, he's a foot shorter than they are, and how he sees, I don't know, but he does a good job of distributing that football, that's for sure.
All right, Cowboys have the Eagles, and that game has been moved to Saturday night.
It has.
It has been moved to Saturday night.
From Sunday to Saturday?
Yeah, I think what time? 7?
7:15.
7:15 on what network? Fox. Okay.
ESPN.
Oh, okay.
That's what we said, Stokely.
I thought it was funny yesterday because Joe Buck and Troy were talking about they have no idea where they're going to be this weekend calling the game because of all of the flex scheduling and ESPN stuff and everything. So they will not be doing the Cowboys game. We lost John Madden, of course, this weekend. That was sad. And
man, there's
John
a lot.
Was such an icon.
It's reality is what it is. But Dan Reeves also passed away. Betty White passed away, which are people that we all grew up. Those are our generation people and people we grew up on and been a part of our whole lives. Our mind. Betty White's almost 100 years old.
On the 17th.
The Golden Girls was a classic for my mother, and we watched it all the time. And the Burnett house doesn't go to sleep unless the Golden Girls are on. So.
Oh, my.
She was something else.
You mentioned Dan Reeves, 8 years as a Cowboy, 26 years or so as an NFL coach.
Classy human being.
Tough guy.
Yep, classy as they come.
Yeah, he could run. He passed a little bit.
What number was he?
Special team, number 30 for the
There
Cowboys.
you go.
Hey, I remember the game that he was hurt in '68, tore his knee up against the Cardinals. Didn't think he'd play again, but he came back and played 4 more seasons. He's tough.
I don't remember that game.
I remember it well. I was watching.
I was born in '69.
Yeah, he was running the ball down the sideline at one of the Cardinals. It might have been Larry Wilson or somebody. Got his helmet on his knee and bam, came back and played 4 more
They were
seasons.
tough.
Oh, yeah.
Back in those days, they played for the love of the game still.
They did.
And got paid a little bit of money.
You know, they got paid, but a lot of those guys had other jobs. You talked to Bob Lilly. I mean, while he was playing, he had a beer distributorship and did some other stuff. So times have changed.
Times have changed.
Of course, some of these guys are still doing other jobs. I see a lot of commercials. Patrick Mahomes on a ton of them.
Those guys make more money than they know what to do with.
Isn't that the truth? Man, their endorsement deals are out of this world.
It's ridiculous.
All right. Anything else, Coach?
Yeah, let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Avalon Custom Homes, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howie Enterprises, Humphrey Pete's, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Perrin Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agencies, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, The Real Talk with Chad Valdez Podcast, Weldon West Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All righty. Hey, speaking of second jobs, I haven't seen the movie. I've heard mixed reviews of the Underdog, the Kurt Warner story.
I don't know. I would like to see it. I was a follower of Kurt Warner. You know, he played for the Edmonton Nut Oilers. That was Moon. He played for the ones with the helmet, the goggles. Yeah, the goggles on their helmet. It looked like they were the Barnstormers. It looked like they had the goggles on their helmet in the Canadian Football League or whatever. And I watched him then and thought he was good back then. Then he got his shot in the NFL, and so I sort of kept up with that. So I really want to see that show.
All right. It's showing right now at the Regal 8 Theaters if you want to go watch the
Awesome.
Kurt Warner story. Coach, thank you so much. I'll see you Wednesday.
You bet. Have a great day, Brownwood.
Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett on the Coaches Show every Monday and Wednesday at this time here on 101.3 KOXC, the KOXC KBWD Facebook page, and KOXC.com.